Hello again, everybody. It's just slightly less than a month since I made my last update video. And so this is what the Lasius niger are looking like now, a couple of weeks into June. I'm very impressed with the progress. I love Lasius niger. They are my favourite ants. And yes, they're back. I've got a colony again. Yes, it's only a small colony, but I'm really feeling like now they're fully active. I've got full growth and they are just off and running. So yes, what's happened? Last time we looked round, I showed that there was loads of larvae, but not that many pupa at that time. Well, here we are a month later. There's still larvae, but there isn't that giant carpet of larvae like there was before. So they've processed most of that larvae through, and that's led to a giant pile of pupa. And it really is a giant pile of pupa. And not only is there a giant pile of pupa, there are callows. If anyone doesn't know, callows are these pale, almost see-through ants, which tells you that they've eclosed, hatched out of their pupa, probably within the last 3 days, and the very, very pale ones probably today. So you can see new ants everywhere. I did a rough count of the numbers, very rough, but I think there's approximately 150 now, and I was saying a month ago that there was approximately 100, so I think they've probably gone up about 50 in a month. And again, sometimes they get these little imbalances as it works its way through. So as I've said, there aren't that many larvae, but what there is a giant pile of eggs. So there's about to be a load more larvae coming up soon. So yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon. I really feel like I've got a Lasius niger colony back and operating again. When I put food in the outworld, I gave them a little bit of chicken last night. Tiny little bit, just again boiled it very quickly. You don't need to put it into anything. I just put it into a tiny little cup and just pour some boiling water from the kettle over the top of it. You don't have to have heat going in. A tiny little bit of chicken boils like that in 1 minute and it's done. Chopped it into small little chunks, fed them that, and look at the crowd I had. Look at the excitement I had over that. I think there are still some bits of chicken still inside. I think that you can see there is a bit of chicken they're still working on. And then just to show you what the chicken that was left, because there was some left this morning, is like, it's absolutely solid, rock hard. They've sucked all of the moisture out of it. And this doesn't mean that they're not eating it. It just means there's nothing really left for them to eat in that. One final thing about sort of reading your ants and being able to understand a colony and see any potential problems that are coming up. I don't know if you've noticed on these pictures, but they're all pushed up against the one wall on the one side. And that is because it's getting a little bit dry for them in there. That's my telltale sign, because that wall that they're all pushed up against, that's the wall nearest where the chamber is, where you put the water in, and that's the wall that gets wet first and dries out last. And the fact that there's none in any of the further chambers, the chambers furthest away from that, tells me, even though there's condensation on the roof, that they could do with a bit of water. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, Lasius niger love to live on a wet surface. If you've got one of those horrible acrylic nests, especially those ones that they sell on places like Amazon and stuff, they really, really won't like that. They want a wet surface. For Lasius niger, you really need a nest that's made out of gypsum, plaster, white ong, something like that. There's a layer inside that's made of those things. Anyway, thank you, everybody. And yes, very happy ant keeper, very happy with the progress. Until next time, goodbye.